We live in a world of good versus evil, whether you believe it or not. There is real good and there is real evil. There are no in betweens. You either choose good or evil will be chosen for you. We are nearing the end of evil's uprise on this planet. We have been warned in more ways than a dozen and by more than one source, but we have refused to listen. Evil grows more and more with each passing year. They have chosen our generation to rise like into the days of Noah, when the entire planet is populated with inbred humans, a mix of half fallen angel and half human, and they walk among us. Even as we speak, they are the majority. A day is coming in which mankind will be tagged with a mark and imprisoned like slaves, and it will be of their own choosing. Even under the guise of love and peace, they will trick you into thinking doing whatever you want makes a peaceful and loving society. Meanwhile, the curses of empathy, love, kindness, and compassion, all aspects of God's love here with us on earth will be taken up, stripped away from the planet, along with those of us who chose what He gave us that is good. And you, those who are left behind, will be given what you chose, just as it was in the beginning. How you chose to know the knowledge of both good and evil. What will you choose before your time is up?
More than a monster. I'm more than a monster. Can't even contain myself. I want the fame and wealth, confess and vain myself. It's like hardship, trying to refrain myself from causing pain to self. Even though there's a side of me that I really wanna stop. Shooting, drugging, and slugging, bucking, corrupting myself. These emotions I never tuck them inside. I have my monster. Got the monster from out of me. 'Cause you're more than a monster. More than a monster with chopper chompers that climb to the mambo Italiano. This papa hold back the drama. Get on a psychotic tip when I let these ebonics rip. And I chain myself at the hip like a wolf that wears skin to fit. I knew it from the point of conception, but I'm ruling it with an automatic weapon. If I get free to be him or me, so I gotta act that protection. Running nigga to respect the civil, they should have released to the low beast, bad intention. Holding back that new snake's lynching with a crucifix, two sticks twisting. Thinking that I never would listen, so I had to write it down. Now everybody can see the vision. Drinking tongue, come out of the hound, coming in when it's time to keep striking them down with precision. I figured the one of them, I can never feel the devil on my back when I enter into position. My middle finger was stuck in the world when I was spitting riddles, lamenting all the boys and girls on attention. We're more than monsters, and I know you can relate to this. There is two sides to every human's character traits we list. Everybody got flesh, everybody got soul. You know it's an overload, never like that. Oh, huncho, but I gotta remember that I'm more than a monster. I can't even contain myself. I want the fame and wealth, confess and vain myself. This is like hardship, trying to refrain myself from causing pain to self. Even though there's a side of me that I really wanna stop. Shooting, drugging, and slugging, bucking, corrupting myself. These emotions I never tuck them inside. I have my monster. Got the monster from out of me. 'Cause you're more than a monster.
I'm living my life that my mind is disabled. My brain's a little unstable. You cannot handle the pillow when I snap. I'm leaving you physically mangled. You ain't gonna get it when I'm coming up, when I bust. I think it's funny when I sit it and I'm rolling dust. When I'm stuck on the tag of my ration enough to bring comfort to the people who are loving us. Now I'm gonna snap that off. Bringing the end to your life when I'm grabbing a knife and I'm stabbing you right in the windpipe. Trigger back to the pad in the pale white moonlight. Do what you're staring at. Now please do not ask where I'm aiming at, or you're gonna end up with your brain collapse at the pain last back to the state where the pain's an act. But I'm not feeling like, dude, how you missed that? I don't know what the fuck it is to piss that. Think it's somewhere, but we'll get your ass kidnapped. On your face, backslash up, and you get trash. Ain't about the life, so get out of my lane. Go insane to get gagged by chains, and I wanna make sure you don't forget my name. So meet Cole, the monster of Unchained. I'm looking at this life and what it used to mean to me, but I am bleeding, see, cause I just wanna cease to be. And now I need to breathe, but now it's time to speak to Jesus. Seeking Elohim, I plead for him to kill this beast in me.
I can't even contain myself, but I want the fame and wealth, confess and vain myself. This is like hardship, trying to refrain myself
Music's problematic. You either add it to it or subtract it, try to stack it. Get this money, Benjamin, and back 'em. Too many bragging, about to start the pistol wagon. Y'all look whack, what happened to the band sagging? Chains dragging, all over the ground and shit. Now you wearing chokers and foundation like a bunch of chicks. Y'all used to be some damn thugs, now they're spinning costumes like a gay club.
Bumpin' Lady Gaga.
Y'all smell like Axe, I smell like Prada. Y'all live today, but I am tomorrow. Married to the game, need something blue and borrowed. With my mind on my sleeve, oh happiness and sorrow. It's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic. The game today changed when it became so dark and sad. It's awful bad, it's awful sad, it's worse than that, it's problematic. It's problematic, it's just so problematic. It's just so goddamn problematic. It's just so problematic. It's problematic. It's just so fuck a collaboration. Kill this shit all by myself. You can't share a coffin or your space on Spencer's shelf. Forget the dumb shit. Dudes ain't gonna love you later, but you don't owe them shit, so do not return the favor. Tell them fuck off, because you made this shit yourself. Scrooge McDuck, swimming in your wealth. And you don't give no explanations, cause they can't do the math on how you solve these equations. Look at you, you're big ballin'. Buying up real estate, buy another house, homie, money doing great. Fat Tuesday, fix another fucking plate. Crawfish gumbo, can't fucking wait. Gotta count my money like a motherfucking bake machine. I'm addicted to the game like this shit is nicotine. Jealousy is all around me, all I see is green. Incredible Hulk, who really fucking mean? It's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic. The game today changed when it became so dark and sad. It's awful bad, it's awful sad, it's worse than that, it's problematic. It's problematic, it's just so problematic. It's just so goddamn problematic. It's just so problematic. It's problematic. It's just so. This game is set on easy. If you really put your mind to it, fame ain't hard to find if you put some grind to it. Put some elbow wax on everything that you polish. You will be amazed at everything else you accomplish. Go and get them, Tiger. You want attention from Mary Jane. You also want Black Cat and Symptom on your name. You want Spider-Gwen and all of her friends. You also need some drugs, holla at the Olsen twins. Get your plug where it goes, get money, new clothes. Keep your enemies close, if shit goes down, go ghost. And haunt everyone that ever did you wrong. There's a hex in the audio signature of the song. We the past, present, future of the shit. PRH in your face, loud up in this bitch. Problematic, cause static, make them shake like a crack addict. Flow Jurassic as the part, fantastic. It's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic. It's problematic, it's problematic, it's problematic. The game today changed when it became so dark and sad. It's awful bad, it's awful sad, it's worse than that, it's problematic. It's problematic, it's just so problematic. It's just so goddamn problematic. It's just so problematic. It's just so problematic. It's just so problematic.
Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment? Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
You can catch me on the block uptown, that's where I'm coming from. Homewood flexing, thanks to my mama day, cause I made a weapon. I've been essentially quiet, city's been set on fire. They like, hey, let it out, so what niggas retire. I mean, you can't do it like me, sorry you tried. Just a cocky little nigga, I'm sorry, can't even lie, whoa. Look what this beat done did to me, fanatic for fat asses. I'm winning who wants steady to hear me, to lose a breath, Cindy like asthmatic. Still, we don't love it, that's incredibly dogmatic. Run around sound like, how does I do this shit? Fuck you niggas and your mom if you ain't with the crib. I'm close to the throne, fully on my zone with the whole damn city, yeah we on. Yeah we on. Watch me how I do this, the birds gonna child, thought you knew this. I treat my life like a movie, can't fuck with your niggas cause I flew. Watch how I put it down. If If you with me, you with me. 2018, getting litty. Y'all ain't never been a slouch. Y'all seen how I get down to work, the music, the dancing. I could be Chris around the message that I'm bringing. These hits, y'all try banging. Even these hating niggas, y'all got them all singing. I ain't never gonna stop. Yo, this dub, this what I'm coming for. Me and my niggas gotta eat, it's fine, fight for. Thick money squad team, got whole team. Let's just watch when the shit drop, have your whole lane switch. I be on a Ross, Kendrick, and J. Cole shit. The way I be spitting, be having these bitches draws. So I'm a bull, one of the beginner bread getter. The type of nigga that get rich, have noodles for dinner. I'ma pull up in a form, I'ma have the whole hood out. Round time with my queen, with my dreads out. Nigga said he hating, nigga said he faking, but the grind don't stop, I'm overtaking. Watch me how I do this. The birds gonna child, thought you knew this. I treat my life like a movie, can't fuck with your niggas cause I flew. Watch how I put it down, watch how this be the word around town. If you with me, then you with me. 2018, getting litty.
Liquor porn, bitches talking. Back corner of the bar, that's a nigga's office. Hand to hands by the bathrooms, these niggas copping. Hennessy, take a sip while I'm fucking watching. Couple broads with the dick, but I ain't take the offer. Quiet vibing out, I ain't really talking. Learn with old age that silence is a chess game. Bobby Fischer, Spassky, questions by the album. Writer's block, why'd you ask me? The strains of making classics. It's hard to make one, but after one they steady asking. So now I'm sitting back, pen and pad for the masses, hoping that a verse take me out to Calabasas. I'm not Drake though, order another drink. This one I'm gonna take slow. The smooth taste of brown liquor. Yeah.
I've been facing this cloud.
Hey yo, Jim, we gonna need to pour another
Time
one.
was hopes that never stopped.
Jim Beats on this beat right now.
When I feel this way, my soul
Hey yo, Jim,
is at stake. Oh,
vibing out heavy sounds of the 70s. I can relate. Or more Al Green and Kevin Gates. Got me thinking about my grandfather. Hope I reach the heaven gates. If I don't pour a drink, hell can wait. Got me thinking about my past. All the money in the beef. Pussy and a fat ass. Had a nigga losing sleep, cheating women, secret meets, different women now would eat, yeah. Lifestyle with treachery, wasted time they'd invest in me. Take another drink, the sound of the ice makes a soothing clink. Deep thoughts bring depression, almost bring me to the brink. It's a lesson that I learned from grief, can't express feelings, and so I feed them to the beats. Yeah, and yo, I feed them to the beats. We just started this one off. Yeah, I want to welcome y'all to the Brown Liquor Classics. Well, we got Hennessy on tap. We got it all out here right now. Hey, yo, Chip, we bringing the soul back. Hey, Roscoe, we bringing the soul back, fam.
what am I to do? My mind is
Yeah, yo, dressed in all black in the dark, camouflaged by the night. All the lights in the house are off now, and I'm grabbing onto my knife. The back door is unlocked, my mask is on, I'm inside. My freezer needs to be stocked, I'm stabbing all who's inside. So I move in, scan all the rooms, she's all alone like I assume. She's dying soon, but not too quick, I'ma take my time, I'm in a violent mood. Raid the kitchen, fuck buying food, don't need the meat, she'll supply it soon. I'm on a diet and skinny bitches, I'm eating healthier, I'm trying to. She never stood a chance, she never stood Stood up after I severed vertebrae. Brain was working, nerd death was certain. Obsessed with murdering every person. Don't ever trust me, I bet I'm worse than the best emerging. Expert working in the field of bringing death to persons. Man, I murder. Watch me put on a clinic, I did it for all who dig it. Nothing but raw, explicit, a visually scarring image. What makes you want to live in that body? You're non-existent. Let me lift this knife in your skin and take you to a level we all will visit. Looks like I found out where you live, and now I'm sneaking in your crib. You know that this might be the end. Looks like you got nowhere to run, and I'm about to have some fun, staring at the barrel of my gun. Crept in through the back door with a massive sword of sorts. Seen her at the back of the corridor, wishing she had some boarded doors, but of course it was too late, and I already chose her fate. Closed that gate, seen that fear all up on her face, till her brain sprayed from a flawless blade. Sick-minded, demented, did I mention bipolar, prone to get vengeance? Feeling happy deep down when I hear the chainsaw start with a rev like brain, and I really wanna end it, but I've been caught. Get tossed like a pigskin, and she was deep asleep. When I went into her room, got beneath the sheets, I just spooned her. I just laid next to her in the bed, shaking while I beat my meat. I'm just lonely. I just want somebody to hold me while I'm rubbing it and need to ski. It's okay, babe. I don't really wanna hurt you. I wanna coerce you to be with me. She wasn't into it, I guess, cause she tried to run up out of the room, but I'm quicker than a bitch. She got thrown back quick like a Michelin. Took the knife, then I stick it to her chest. Didn't really wanna take it here, babe, but it seems like we can never make this right. So I thrust it in and it pulled it out. The blood sprayed while I drained her life. Looks like I found out where you live, and now I'm sneaking in your crib. You know that this might be the end. Looks like you got nowhere to run, and I'm about to have some fun, staring at the barrel of my gun.
As I kick and watch your doors down, I bet you wish that we calm down. 50 shades of pink with about a break, girl, you know you've been holding out.
Yo, maybe it's the blood that triggered in the face, but the fetish much better when I get a little taste. I peeled off in the raw, in the all fashion. Never try screaming, that shit ain't lasting. It's in my brain, it's a slaughterhouse. You never even know till the organs out. As I fiddle with the liver, I'ma watch you shiver like my lips to the sight of you all strung out. Sick cocaine, if I can take my thoughts from the pencil. Better keep it broad unlocked when I'm into it. Far from the mental, never got to these high-strung sluts. Ain't no double these hoes, don't you know that? Snapping the body up on an old school Kodak. Guess I get the highlight deep in the snuff film, but I'm not the side of their blood spill. Bet you wish you gave me that chance, but now I'm too hostile. Too far gone, bending your corpse to the spine. Go to sign, yo. Swear I don't even know where my mind goes. When half the time, what is in my mind is best seen when your eyes close. Close.
Some murder shit. Murder bitches get away with it. Leave a motherfucking bullet wounded, then I play with it, I'm spraying shit. Licking motherfuckers down, ho, and lick a motherfuckers blood up on the ground, bro. This be the sound, ho. I'm from the town, ho, Pittsburgh. Where all the bitches' bodies found, ho. They talk about my free on TV. They told my mom they wanna see me. See these eyes realize the pain of life to strain. The lives and crazy dog, that's why I self-inflict with pain. That's why I flood with pain. I'm just like something, man. I pull my motherfucking pistol out in public, man. It's just enough to change. I'm quick to bust my thing. I'm down to load the fucking slug and throw it in your brain. You can't imagine what I've been through. I'll drop the heat and grab my cancel.
Looks like I found out where you live, and now I'm sneaking in your crib. You know that this might be the end. Looks like you got nowhere to run, and I'm about to have some fun, staring at the barrel of my gun.
We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Tell me how you hype, just say so. Man, I'm living life, I don't lay low. Brought some weapons and I guess I bring a payload. Shocking out of anybody in my way, whoa. Tell the devil I'll be back to get my halo. Till then the motherfucker better stay home. All the power that I hold is finna blow the roof off. Any place I bring a mic, I might take souls. Back up, the shit is real as it gets though. Flow cold, dead nice like a headstone. Rappers popping up, I make them vanish like presto. Stop, drop and roll, I make a fire just to get smoke. Life ain't living it in luxury, nah. But I'm someone they all wanna be, yeah. Guess it's saying that I must just be the next best thing to ever come and touch the scene, whoa. Man, I make a wave like Poseidon. Soon enough you gonna see me with the trident. King in my blood until the day I stop rhyming. Which will be never cause my intelligence climbing. Look, y'all been irrelevant, better settle with bars. 16's off, flip like I'm a veteran dog. I've been better than many, stepping in the middle to spar. I feel a little me ain't literally a star. We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. Shit go hard, no doubt about that. Power for the moving and we bring it right back. Like I'm just going pedal to the metal in the fast life. Hoping that you get up on the way before a crash, right? Telling me that I'ma get it whenever the right time comes. But they will never be ready for that when I hype my buzz. I've been living alone and I'm feeling like I'm in the zone right now. So close to blowing up like I'm the bomb right now, whoa. Checking for the team get big. We all no doubt been on that heat wave shit. Everything we do has been a banger for your ears. Perfect melodies, we hungry so we eat that shit. Making waves at a rapid pace, I can pass the days. But talking crafty words in a crazy pattern for accolades. We have the greats and that'll be that. I'm just here to have the stage. A rap to y'all what I've written and thought over the passing days. But it's plain and in vain to the whole game knowing that my pain and my game be the same thing showing. With my name be the thing that they all speak. Hoping that I say every page, leave no line left open. I'm a G.O.D., you just a D.O.G. I keep my shit low key until the beat O.D. I'm in the Z.O. and E until I throw in the key. Just keep on throwing the heat, they know me, cause we in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah. We in the zone. No telling where it's got us going. No going home. Things change, gotta seize the moment and own it, yeah.
Yo, it's MC Versatile, and you listening to Uncovering the Underground with my man Skippy Ickham on the Spreaker Podcast, #1 in exposing underground talent.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight. I'ma make it.
That's right, she bad and she know. That's why she grabbing her toes. Ayo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. I almost stumbled my words when I took a look at them curves. That's when she proved she was a pro, when she moved that shit in reverse. After that, she gazed up on stage and I saw she was singing my songs. I really gotta say that I was amazed that this bitch was keeping the bomb. Then I took a hit of the weed. That's right, I puffed on the blunt. She was writing hands reach, so I passed it down to the front. I said she bad and she won't just be happy with smoke. Cause she wanna grab me and hope that a bitch could just have me alone. I'm not believing my eyes. Is it just a demon's disguise? Quit with the reasons of why not to dick this breezy tonight. Now as I finished my set, I seen she gave me a wink. Yo, this chick is making me sweat, so I think she's leaving with me. Before I got off the stage, I dropped the mic, good night folks. Then down the steps and to the left was the same broad from my show. Let's go.
Let's go.
She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight. I'ma make it right.
Now put your hands through the roof. Everybody turn it up, don't press mute. This bitch is hot like a lit fuse, and she don't wanna talk about her issues. I really can't remember her name, but the city of Denver she claims. Like a red hot ember in flames, she's set in the center of dames. When she got to pop in her hip, my jaw just dropped like an LP. I really gotta say that I was amazed at how she rocked with the beat. She's like an angel on earth, except she's famous to flirt. It's almost a shame that when she came, I gotta go away and leave her, because she bad and she know, and that's the most dangerous thing. She ain't gonna trick me to wipe it and then try to come and take half from me. A bad bitch is my problem, and I don't know what to do. I gotta give it all of my might before I give in to you. Philosophical concept, you're looking at the president of rap. Better keep a grip on your lady, cause hey, she ain't that attached. I said she bad and she know, that's why she grabbing her toes. And yo, she happened to pose right when I was rapping the flow. Let's go.
She bad and she know. She bad and she know. She looking for a real nigga, then it's my time. Tell her she bad and she know. She bad and she know. With all this money, see him looking, but they can't find. Tell her she bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. And out of all these model bitches, man, she catching my eye. She bad and she bad and she bad and she bad. I'm stacking money to the ceiling tonight, I'ma make her mine.
They look at me like I must have done something wrong. They always judging my assumption is the love is gone, when all I'm doing is living and making fucking songs. They keep saying the dirt is where this punk belongs. They want me hating myself, broke on the inside, but that's not the reason that I'm hoping I can hide. I've been fucked up since a bunch of my friends died, and fake friends get me to be open and then lie. They're hating on the person that they made me become. A freak show, but just know I don't hate to be one. Heart beating like the rhythm of the bass and the drums. All they really have achieved is to make me feel numb. The bottom is the spot where they've been wanting me located. It used to have me pent up and constantly frustrated. I bled a lot of positive up out of all this hatred. Now I'm making me a statement as the monster they created. This thing I came to be is simply what you made of me. Whoa, there ain't no changing what's ingrained in every strain of me. Now that my heart is ruined, I can feel a monster brewing. No, there ain't no changing up my brain, it's what you made me be.
Listen to the voices. I embrace the life of the night, stay away from me. I walk the left-hand path and no escape from me. I listen to the symphony of demons singing praises of my death, even though it's not a fucking reality. They say I'm wrong, my mind's gone. Nobody gives a fuck about my songs. Disappointment to the ones that I love the most. Tears fall upon me from a mother's ghost. I'm too fat, too old, still chasing those dreams down the same old road. Hearts rotten, happiness forgotten. Better go to the graveyard and dig my plot in.
This thing I came to be is simply what you made of me. Whoa, there ain't no changing what's ingrained in every strain of me. Now that my heart is ruined, I can feel a monster brewing. No, there ain't no changing up my brain, it's what you
I've been cursed since birth, turned away. They prayed that I wouldn't outlast the torture and the suffering, succumb to all of the sickness. Paraded around a joker show for all of you to witness. Abandonment and loneliness have been my only friends. Cause everyone else just disappears or breaks my trust and pretends. And who I am from day to day, I guess it all just depends. Sometimes I can't control the urges or the pain is immense. I can't imagine if I was normal, much less if I was still alive. Cause I've embraced the darkness, you can feel the hatred in my eyes. Flames been eternally burning for my reprise. I can feel the negativity waiting for my demise. Yo, they wanted me to fail ever since my first breath. They'll be watching, hoping, waiting till the day of my death. I've grown accustomed to everybody trying to leave me stuck in F. Gotta keep on fucking pushing till there ain't nothing left.
This thing I came to be is simply what you made of me. Whoa, there ain't no changing what's ingrained in every strain of me. Now that my heart is ruined, I can feel a monster brewing. No, there ain't no changing up my brain, it's what you made me be. This thing I came to be is simply what you made of me. Whoa, there ain't no change. Now that my heart is ruined, I can feel a monster brewing. No, there ain't no changing up my brain, it's what you made me be.
With all these memories
Below the influence music. Below the influence music.
So much heat, the devil got a gun now. Better man up flee, cause you won't get a hold of me. Sitting on your throne and gonna stop my evil stars bow. Call me Gabriel, a maniac, insanely bold. Keep my name untold, I'm mainly back by hating soul. This ain't a chapter in the motherfucking story, nor a manufactured puppet taking orders and reporting from a hand alive. In case you wanna throw down, hit you with a blow, so much force you'll be below ground. Born a Luciferian, and you know how we roll. Take you to a state inside your mind where every soul is sold. Pray upon your God if you ain't ever heard of me. Afraid you have forgotten who dispersed the pain eternally. So call me evil, but the truth remains the same. That I've been casted down to earth, and it's the humans I will reign. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will live again. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will prevail. I popped into an overdose. My heart was still. Looked at the devil in her eyes and told her that I kill. She played a beat and said to prove it, so I went to fill. Each and every single sound I spit, that shit so ill. She mentioned coming to agreement, maybe make a deal. I told her only if it's true, show me what is real. Next thing I know, I see the curtains opening. I'm standing on the stage with all these people screaming, loads of beasts. This ain't a scheme for me to sell for market in this music. This is a story that I tell so I won't fucking lose it. I go through PTSD every single day. In fact, I need these demons in me so I know what words to lay. I feel the light inside, it glistens. The truth that I provide to keep the hype alive. Are you listening? You should probably pay attention to me. You might need to know these facts so you stay out of the heat. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will live again. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will prevail. Sometimes I feel like everybody always sleeps on me. The druggies from my past think they defeat, but they got fleets on me. The growth that I've been showing escalated past the gods, but they acting like the druggies have made it up at the top. These weekend motherfuckers ain't growing shit, and you ain't never been seeing these bitches spit like I have been. I created a movement and made it to the underground. Even got neck or another letters chillin' like in my sound. I went from nothing to something, I'm an elitist in the making. All these others are basic, they ain't a prospect of the fame. See, I'm a beast individual, resurrected at the dead, and all the others are criminals, only flexing cause they left. These motherfuckers are pitiful. Never seen a grown adult stirring up ruckus so literal that they claiming they the best. Just let me bow my head and pray they lay to rest. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will live again. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I will prevail. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I will live again. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. This is not the end. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I'm a fight. I will prevail.
Crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window, crawling through your window. I'm crawling through your window as you're sleeping tight. I'm the boogeyman, come to life, a mask of bloody shape in the night. Place my hand on your mouth, the other strikes your face. I won't leave a mark, but you best believe my rage will leave a trace. Coming undone, your clothes are gone, what you gonna do now, I ask? Begging for help, your words are noise that lose their value fast. Better keep it down, I'm not the one, I don't give a fuck what your boyfriend has. Beg at my feet, you filthy bitch, and open up that ass. Right here to treasure right at you. Leave you broken down like the feeble little insect that you are. Stop me, I make use of you. Just to taunt you now, I let you feel me violate you with these scars. Your compliance is a must to make it far. Stop me, defeat me, control me. What's the matter, doll? You didn't know that this moment was ours. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Just close those eyes and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die. All the doorways when you try to flee. Not a good idea, I'm death in the flesh and I feast on misery. Tie your hands to your legs and now you'll never leave. I'm loving the noise you make when you fight with me and struggle to breathe. Hit you again, the bruises rise to your beautiful skin has split. Fear in your eyes, I hold them open and fill them with my spit. Feeling my breath on your neck as I force myself to beside your dried up slit. So crying for help won't save you now and only get you hit. Break you and make you berate you. Smother out your hope and leave you empty and dying inside. No one is coming for you. Just to taunt you now, I let you loose and cut free all the ties that bind. Defiled and beaten today. Be from trauma blessed upon your flesh until your mind is open wide. Follow the bag. The last thing that you hear before you meet the bag and get the number you're assigned. Those eyes and believe that you're safe, my dear. Trust in my words, but beware, I am the one you fear. This pain I bring shall release all the things you hide. Play my game and obey the way of the name or die.
God walks down.
Trey, let's go. Creep inside of mine without a guided light. Twin blades on me, I can teach him how to proper slice. Master a ceremony, show him how to rock a mic. Balls around your neck, I can show you how to rock a pipe. Right? This real life with a little spike. Nah, this real life with a little hype. I'm a little dog, but the ball got a bigger bite. Running around the town at 2 GM, player, fuck your lights. Lights, camera action on the scene. With y'all it's like a movie, bunch of actors on the team. I am Freddy, I attack and keep attacking in your dreams. Verbs pressing is lucky, don't want action with the team. If he did, luck's about that action for the green. We them underground goons going ratchet with the beam. Check the scheme, I am mean. You don't want me full of steam. This a warning shot for anyone who wanted with this heat. Go. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for that bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for that bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip.
Y'all niggas really on your pivot, huh? But you don't understand the way that I be trippin'. Nah, I got the stove jumping, nigga, from the way I'm whipping. I try not to fall, cause I know they want me slipping. Drunk, broke in the alley, somewhere, bottle sipping. Speaking of drunk, are you seeing all the balls I'm hitting? Get get a taste of that money and start acting different. I've been to jail, now I'm back in, it's back to business. Hope my niggas get parole, interrupt the sentence. Played my role, now you see me coming out the trenches. Starting 5, I was seeing niggas on the benches. See them niggas dunk, see them niggas swish. Plus my flow stunk, I was on my bullshit. I had to pop the trunk, now I'm on my goon shit. Yeah, little nigga, let me make this clear. Check reviews 18, that is rated R. Yeah, haters.
These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. I think it's time to tell you that your time is up. Name a movement out here that could rhyme with us. You shine, we bust, she fine, we fuck. Ain't no I inside a team, but her eyes I trust. Whoa, whoa, so why you hating with your hating ass? To feed the fam, I turn to crime like I'm Breaking Bad. They all laugh, but they don't ask. What your life's like me, I had to change that path. I was fast lane whipping, wood grain gripping, gully guns rhythm, how I'm trapping in the kitchen. Local loaf bumping, got the sauce god dripping. Mikey Skywalking, he gon' keep the sauce gods living. I am back, heart stopper cardiac. I am cracked to the consumer, how I keep them coming back. I'm a bad batch, they hate, well that's rap. I don't care about opinion, shut your goddamn trap, go. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip. These haters know that I be on my bullshit. I be sitting waiting patient for their bullshit. Knowing they ain't ever gon' pull shit. I be on my gangsta premiere with a full clip.
When I first met Tommy, I was only 13. Bouncing a dope-ass Super Ball up and down the street. Then there he was, outside the cemetery. The fog was rolling in, it was really kinda scary. His head was bleeding, said he fell off his bike. So we went back to my spot, I got him some ice. I introduced him to my mom, she didn't pay him no mind. We kicked it all day, Tommy even spent the night. In the morning he was gone, completely out of sight. So I hit the streets to find my new homie with no luck. A couple hours later I was ready to give up. And then there he was in the very same spot. Again with his head bleeding, I'm thinking what the fuck. But then he said, hey, let's play a game, and handed me a rusty blade. Told me there's a guy that lives by himself just down the way, and all I had to do was cut his atoms out the sideways. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. It was cold, I was walking home all alone. Into the woods when I stumbled on a gravestone. Candle wax, so I couldn't quite make out the name. But his name was Tommy, and he died a year ago today.
I remember when the kids are flicking boogers at him, tied him to a tree. Nobody ever bothered to help him. I was there when they locked him in a dog cage, threw him off an overpass and left him by the highway. Mean kids, why would they do this? Play tricks, beat him up with rocks and sticks. Quick, take abuse so much he'd get sick. We were playing kickball and he was always last pick. No remorse from the kids on the playground. Always knocked him down to the dirt till he stayed down. He went home and he got his dad's butcher knife. He finally had enough, he chose to take his life.
I never understood why I always did his bidding, but fuck it, we were homies, that's the only reason needed. Many years later I noticed he hasn't aged. When I asked him about it, he just quickly looked away, spiraled into a rage, threw a table at my face and vanished without a trace. It was a few days later he decided to explain. He'd been dead for years at the hands of some punks. They were nothing but some bitches, now they all grown up. So I'm creeping outside another house about to rip some guts. Nobody fucks with one of my homies, no matter how long ago it was. He's standing in the kitchen at the sink washing dishes. I grab him by the head and drown him in the water he's kicking. Take his own knife, just starts sticking vicious. Blood and water, his feet keep slipping until the thrashing, splashing bubbles come to a stop. Fuck a piece of shit, bitch, boldly let his body rot. His name was Tommy, my very best friend. We would play all day, the fun would never end. But Tommy had a secret nobody could see, nobody but me. He said we'd be friends till the end of eternity.
Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend. Tommy was my best friend. Tommy was dead. He was my best friend. He was my best friend.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Uncovering the Underground. I am your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment. We host our show through Spreaker Podcast Radio. If you're listening on the app or on the website, whether live or streaming it after the fact, do us the favor of hitting the share button, spreading us around to your social media, different outlets, and getting us out there, help us get a little bit bigger so that we can do bigger and better things with the show. We do want to thank you for checking out the show this evening. Do want to shout out our sponsors, Tattooed Scumbag Apparel. You can check them out at www.tattooedscumbag.com. Use promo code BBE10. That's BBE10. Get 10% off of your order from now until the end of March. Owned by a tattooed, scumbag like me. Shop owner in Bridgeville, Pennsylvania. He's a tattoo artist. Awesome dude, Joe Ball. And he made a clothing line. It's definitely really dope. Very comfortable clothing. Hoodies, socks, sweatpants, t-shirts, hats, beanies. Definitely a dope company, and I'm glad to be able to rep their merch whenever I play live. So thank you to them. Shout out to them. Got a great evening planned for everybody. We got Seeker on the line tonight. Seeker is a drum and bass DJ here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Before we jump into that, I do want to talk about a couple of the shows we got coming up. Our artists in Brutal Business, 9 Stitch Method, have shows coming up on March 9th, March 19th, and March 20th. First at Sub Alpine in Turtle Creek, Pennsylvania. Chuck's in Huntington, West Virginia on the 19th. And on March 20th at the Crying Wolf. Then me and Ghost the Demented have shows coming up on March 31st and May 18th. March 31st is with Twisted at Foxtail in Southside Pittsburgh. If you need tickets, hit us up. And May 18th, we are playing in Toledo, Ohio for a show called Blast in the Glass. So make sure you check those out if you're in those areas. And just want to shout out to Underground on Top, Sky Music Group, Underground Nation Magazine, Legion Artwork, 5 Milligrams Artwork, Troll Concert and Videos, The Underground Beat, Replicon Radio, Pop Pittsburgh, DKM Beats, and that's about it for right now. So shout out to all those guys that have been a big support and help with the show and everything we do at Brutal Business. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into getting you to know a little bit more about Seeker. Seeker has been following EDM as long as he can remember. He first started out supporting the EDM scene in the mid-early 2000 era. He has always been very musically inclined, starting with the saxophone in 4th grade, played from 4th grade to 7th. After starting middle school, he found his calling for guitar, then a few years later for drums and bass guitar. He was more into metal and punk rock growing up at that time. When he first hit the scene, he was into the hardcore scene, and he actually despised drum and bass. As the years went on, he fell hardcore in love with hardcore in love with the sounds of drum and bass and reggae jungle. And after that, it was all over. The types of drum and bass that he likes to play most is technical sounding drum and bass, neurofunk, intelligent, and of course reggae jungle. He has been dibble-dabbing in the mixing and going on roughly 4.5 years now, and he doesn't think he's ever going to stop that end. He loves it. This is literally one of the things that have captured his heart in music. He's also been, dabbling around in producing, and as far as the producing field and mixing. And the best part of all is that he just does the love of music for the love of the music itself and the scene, and that's really what it's all about. So, excuse me stumbling over my words there a little bit as I was reading his bio. But we are very excited to have him on the show tonight. And without further ado, we're going to bring on our good friend, Seeker. How you doing tonight, homie?
What's going on, my man? How are you guys?
Oh, not too bad, man.
Shout out to Brutal Business.
Glad to be able to be on the show this evening, kicking it with everybody out there listening in, getting to meet, fine artists such as yourself and good people. So, definitely was excited to have you on the show. And we'll dig, into your brain tonight and see a little bit more about you and let the fans know who you are behind the scene. And it'll be a good time.
Sounds good, man. Yeah, big shout out to you guys. Big shout out to Brutal Business Entertainment for having me on the shows. Big ups. Much love and support, guys.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Shout out to all the Brutal Business artists out there on the label. Check them out. And, tonight at midnight, our brand new website, which is going to be www.teambrutalbusiness.com, will be dropping. It's a dope-ass website. It's going to have everything you need from our artists, all their links, all their media, pictures, pretty much you name it. If it's Brutal Business, this will be the central hub for all of it. Also at midnight tonight, we are dropping a very big underground rap contest called Brutalize the Beat, running from March 1st until April 30th. It is going to be for anybody out there that wants to fill in an open verse on one of two already pre-selected songs of mine. And whoever does the dopest verse, it will be judged by several judges in the underground. And that person will win quite a little prize package. There also is a second place winner as well. So if you're listening in, that sounds like something that would interest you or someone you know, please share that around. Definitely going to be an amazing underground contest running for the next 2 months. Also tag teaming along with the brand new website coming out tonight at midnight. So make sure you check that out. All right, let's jump into it. So, I mean, why don't you tell us, bro, obviously I read your bio, but what was the moment that you decided you wanted to get into music? What is it that, in your life happened? You said, I want to be more involved. Not necessarily when you started music, but the moment that you knew you wanted to do music. There's a difference.
I mean, I've always was very energetic and a rambunctious kid growing up, So, music always caught my attention. And I'd always be told by my parents I was caught dancing in my crib and banging stuff off things to make sounds and giggling about it. So when I developed, intelligence, I picked up what music was, and I just fell in love with it right away, man. It's always brought me joy, no matter what state of mind I'm in. It's always cleansed my body and soul whenever I'm having a bad day. Still on a tune or something, play a tune myself. It doesn't even matter what kind of music it is or what genre music is for the soul. To me, it just was meant to happen.
No, I agree, man. I mean, music is pretty much the most amazing thing there is. No matter what mood you're in, whether you're angry, sad, depressed, happy, just beside yourself. It don't matter what the feeling or temperament is. There's a song out there or an artist out there that captures that exact feeling and either helps you live through it and makes you enjoy that moment, or maybe you're going through a battle or struggle and it gets you through to the other side of that struggle. There's always a song out there that can pretty much tap into your brain and help you along that journey, and it's amazing. There's nothing else quite like it.
Most definitely. I've never felt anything more inspiring and motivational tool than music, to be honest.
I can put a song on, and a lot of times it's not even, anything specific. Like you said, it can just be different things, and I just kind of close my eyes and jam along with it, and I'm just like, all right, it kind of takes that anger away, takes whatever you're feeling away for a little while. And that's the same way whenever I'm writing, and I'm sure whenever you're working on different sets, that's how you feel. I kind of lose myself into my music and kind of pour my feelings into that sound.
Most definitely.
So you've been on the turntables for how long now?
I mean, to be honest, I don't even know. It just feels like so long. Probably I'm going on like 10, 11 years though.
Okay. Yeah, so you got a good little bit of time in.
Yeah. I mean, I always mixed with when I got the chance. Growing up, I didn't have my own equipment, and being a DJ was commodity back then. You got to carry records, and and I got lucky to have a group of homies that, showed me the ropes. They had their own equipment. They didn't mind letting somebody who was ambitious and want to learn something new jump on the stuff or on their equipment. It's a great feeling when you have somebody to mentor you and really push you and push your limits. Because multiple times there was times that I was going to give it up, but my teachers were hard, and they just kept me influenced and kept me going, and and I try to just share the light to every new kid that asks for it.
And you said something in it that was really great. That you said there's been several times I felt like giving up, and most people would say, "Well, how's that great?" Well, that's great because I don't think any true artist or anybody that's gonna be a serious artist can say they've gotten to where they've gotten without several times of just questioning if it was even worth it and just saying, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not in love with this anymore. You start to think these things, and then something happens. You do take a little time away, or maybe you go to take time away, and it hits you, and you're like, that ain't true. This is everything to me, and it kind of reevaluate it. There's been a few times myself that I've been pretty close to the edge, and one wasn't too long ago, and I was having, I don't know, I was just kind of in a slippery slope where I just felt musically why. And then I got reminded by some very good people that I've made a difference and I've been able to do some pretty big things. And then it just made me, like, I guess, take a step back, reevaluate it. And then the last half a year has been the best year of music, half a year of music I've ever had. So I'm like, okay, sometimes you just have to take a step back.
With the punches. You gotta roll
with the punches. Sometimes you just want to quit and climb out of the ring, but sometimes you just got to take it on the chin and keep throwing jabs,
Well, what I figured out in, like, production wise, and me, I'm still, like, to be honest with everybody, like, I'm not a superstar producer yet. I still have a lot to learn. I haven't really had the time and tools, coming back from a rough past where I wasn't very stable and made a lot of bad decisions to, like, finally getting my life sorted on straight and really pursuing hard and using this as a motivational tool to stay away from the past and past decisions, and it really keeps me out of trouble, and as production wise, like, there was many of times, like, you just got to keep pushing, man. Like, the more that I redone a track, I restarted and redid it from the beginning, is the better sounding it got. So at first I would be like, hey, this is terrible. And then the next time I'd redo it and it's okay, this is getting a little bit better. And each time, over time, you get to where you want to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just takes steadiness. It takes patience, and it takes dedication and perseverance to be able to
absolutely
to just keep going and saying, you know what, instead of just saying, fuck this, I ain't doing this, you just got to keep going, and you punish yourself, and you just keep doing it, and then eventually you polish it over and over and over again, and it shines, and you stand back and say, well, damn, if I wouldn't have stuck with this masterpiece wouldn't have came out.
Absolutely. And you gotta take the negatives and analyze them and then see how you can turn them into a positive thing too. You can't get stuck. You can't let yourself get too frustrated where you want to give up, because it's always good to just step back, like you said, take a break and reevaluate what you're doing. And I mean, because there's times, man, that I literally have beaten myself over the head and, like, trying to find a sound or trying to find a specific technique or again sound, for a specific song or in a breakdown and a build up. It doesn't matter in the first phrase and the second phrase.
No, I mean,
you know what I mean? It's very complex, and you really got to just.
No, I agree, man. It's a complex process, and that's why I give major kudos to you, because I remember years back I had actually picked up some gear to try to do DJing and to try to actually make dubstep and some kind of EDM mixed with maybe some rap beats and different things that I was going to fuck with. And I picked up a nice little set of equipment, and I spent a little bit of time on it, and I realized quickly that it just was not for me. It wasn't one of those things where I hated, wanted to give up right away, but I knew. Sometimes you just know. Sometimes it's worth pursuing and polishing and getting better, and there's other times you just got to throw in the towel and say that, okay, I fucked up. And that was one of those times. Not for me. Just like I'm not a producer for my beats. I have great producers like DKM and Faby Baby Productions, who are amazing guys that I work with that make great beats, but I can't do the production. And so I give kudos to anybody that can mix, or anybody that can be on the turntables, anybody producing, because that is a whole different element than regular music making.
Yeah. It's a whole different ballpark. People try to say, how do you do this and this and that, and they ask me all these questions, and honestly, it's really hard to answer them, because each producer is different. Each producer uses different techniques and different plugins and different compressions and different,
levels. It's
instruments
all
and
what frequencies and levels you have on all the different settings and sounds, and
exactly.
That's the part that I'm like, fuck this.
It's not even just with producing either. Each DJ, if you watch a DJ, none of them ever will DJ the same. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter if they practice together; they still won't DJ the same. But that what makes us everybody different, Just as everybody's lyrics as a rapper, or or a jam band or a metal band, That is what makes them distinct. So you want to sound similar to something, but you don't want to ever sound the same because you want to make your own
To get
sound.
influences from things. It's okay to
Yes.
be influenced from something you listen to, as long as you're not turning around, churning that, and putting out the same thing.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Unfortunately, nowadays is quite common, especially in the hip hop industry. It's like everybody
A
fucking
lot of copy, cutting, and pasting, and then just a little bit of warping. So people are like, pretty much, if you want to say, genuinely stealing other people's music, cutting it into other sections and placing them in different patterns. And it's really, I mean, it sounds good and stuff, but like you really, that's the thing that really makes you known. Like that makes you is that sound that you look for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be unique. If you're not unique, what's the point? I never understood it. The other people, I've listened to interviews from some of these dumbass rappers that are making it big right now, and they're like, "Well, I don't need to sound technical. I don't need to sound, it doesn't need to be well written. If people like it, I'm cool with it." And it's like I get that to an extent. You want to make music people like, hey, it's whatever, but whenever you take the integrity out of music and you don't even care what you're really pumping out, as long as you're making money and people are bouncing their head to it, then there's no point to even make music at that point, because you never had any heart to begin with making it.
I agree with that. I tell people all the time, I'd rather see a DJ fight to keep the platter, to keep the platters on the same beat, on the same phrase, even if they are off. I'd rather see somebody screw up and catch themselves and come back relentless and crazy hard than to play a perfect set and remove all doubt, because there's no way to play a perfect set. There's always room for improvement. And if you're not liking what you're putting out and not caring about what you're putting out, exactly what's the point in doing it? I do it for the love of the music. I mean, yeah, it's nice to get money, but that's why I'm an underground artist. I haven't quite made it to that part. And even when I do make it, if I do, which I hope I do, and I hope everybody does, everybody reaches their dreams. And you just got to strive for it if you really want it, And I don't care about the money, man. I want to play just for people's enjoyment. I've always wanted to. I mean, don't get me wrong, the money's always a benefit, but it's the pure joy.
I mean, at the end of the day,
joy.
The money doesn't satisfy, at least to me, satisfy what I do it for. Because, I mean, when I walk off stage and something like, you have someone walk over to you and they're just mind blown and they're like, wow, man, that was nuts. And like, I am instantly one of your favorite fans. And you hear shit like that and you're like, okay, wow. Like, I just blew this fucking person's mind. That is what I do it for. Money's great, but if someone hands me a stack of money, that's a good feeling, but it's never the same feeling that if someone comes up to me just starstruck and being like, wow, man, you are
saying your music changed my life.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a couple
earlier amongst ourselves before the show started. We can kind of get the fans in on that. I see that you are playing Planet of the Drums coming up here.
Yes, I am. I'm ecstatic about this gig, man. It's a big one.
It is a big one. It is definitely a very large scale show. It's been years, but me and a buddy of mine went 2 years in a row to Planet of the Drums together. And I only ever went to a handful of EDM shows, and that was one of them, and it was a blast. And the following year we went back again, and it was in this little church that no longer, I don't think it even exists, and the DJ turntables were on the altar, and behind them there was a painting.
I was there.
You were there? Okay.
I was there. That was at my buddy Mark Mertzak's church years back. It was trying to think, Phoenix Management, and
who played there that year that was a big name?
Dar, Diesel Boy, AK 1200.
Boy, and
AK 1200.
AK 1200, yep.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Those three.
Too, bro.
That's insane. I should have. That's crazy. I'm surprised if we ever met there.
That's pretty wild. See, that's what we love, folks, about these interviews. Is I've talked to so many different artists, and there's been so many common things that we've been at the same place, or we're into the same things that's kind of peculiar, and it's so funny to have those connections with people and you guys to hear just how crazy life is. I mean, we were both at this show years and years ago, and then we met each other years and years later randomly at the Gathering of the Juggalos. So from one extreme to the next, from one festival to the next, How crazy is that? What a great time.
That
We
was
had
that
a
was an
good time at the
experience
gathering
for
as
sure.
well.
That was definitely first time at the gathering was let me tell you guys, man. I've been to festivals and I thought I saw it all, but and I heard from everybody, it's like, oh, you have not seen it all. I'll tell you went to the gathering, and I tell you what, you guys are definitely right. Like,
Yeah,
it was all nothing but
it's
love, though. Nothing but love. It
nothing
was
but love
great.
for the Juggalos. Gathering of the
Yeah.
Juggalos, I think, is an amazing thing, and anybody that like just hates on it for no fucking reason, it's never been there, that just judges off the bat. I mean,
Missing
that's cool.
out.
It's cool if you want, that's who you want to be, but you're missing out because I'll tell you what. Just like Seeker said, you know, we go to a lot of shows. We've been to a lot of festivals. He and I, in different sorts or fashions, and I've seen a lot of things. There's a lot of things I've seen at the gathering that I've never seen before. Some things that
Most
I'm like, okay,
definitely.
not that I haven't seen necessarily in life, but I haven't seen all in one place
Agreed.
at one
I was
time.
mind blown, man.
4
I
days
was
straight.
mind blown.
Good times.
Absolutely mind blown. And it's funny because I went to the gathering and then I went to Excision's Lost Lands, and the transformation was incredible.
Yeah, just night and day difference.
No, I mean the setup was completely different. It was completely
You're
different.
saying the same location?
Yeah, they used the same venue, but it looked
Wow,
completely
okay. So
different.
what, Legend Valley then?
Yes, they'll use
It's
it
a nice
this year
venue,
too.
actually. I like that place.
I did like it. It was very nice.
It's kind of like a hidden little nook in the middle of nowhere, and it's like, okay, you know, this is they're throwing
Definitely
these awesome
is.
festivals. It's a shame though. I was really excited to go to the gathering this year, but it is not going to happen. It's a little further away, and I could make it, but I don't really want to. And my wife's actually due in the same time period within like 2 weeks of that date, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not making it this year. It ain't happening.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on the baby, man. A lot of my friends are having babies this year. Congratulations to Skippy,
Oh, thank
little
you, man.
Skippy.
I really appreciate it. Very excited moment. I'm looking forward to when the time comes. I get to meet the little guy, and you know, go
That's
from
what's
there.
up, dude.
Should be a major life changer, but I'm ready for it. And teach him to be a little Ickham, you know.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
But so what? Do you remember off by hand what date that Playing Under the Drums?
Yes. That is April 19th, 2019 at Cake, Pittsburgh in the Strip District. I'm not sure which venue that is because I've never been there. This will sell out on tickets. You can still purchase them right now, but I think it's like 3/4 sold out. I'm not sure how much the capacity is. This is my first sold out show. Literally, it's my 15 minutes of fame. It's not just me playing it's like, it's Diesel Boy, AK, 1200, and Dar, the headliners, with MC Messianen. So there will be a MC artist from over there across the pond as well. And then it's going to be TJ Harris. If anybody wants tickets, hit up TJ Harris on Facebook, t.j.harris. And he has won like the Pittsburgh DJ Award a bunch of times. He does a bunch of local parties. Really cool dude. He has tickets there, $25. And yeah, man, it's definitely gonna be a good show. But it's me. This is a first back-to-back quadruple back-to-back tag set I've ever played in my life. And we've never played all together, and it's gonna be interesting. We each are playing 15 minutes apiece. It is me, my boy Sammy P, aka Badman, my boy Paul Calitri, who's a new kid. He's only been spinning for 2 years. Big ups to him. He goes by Scalitri. And then our boy from Cleveland, Drew Mesa, he goes by Bruh. And that's going to be our set. It's a lot of back-to-backs. The whole show's, I think, back-to-backs.
Performance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm really nervous.
No, man, nerves have no place in it. You just got to block that out.
I'll be all right. I'm playing with my
recently
idols.
that are in a band that are really, really good guys.
Yeah.
They were a little nervous about a big show that they had coming up. It's kind of similar situation. They were playing with some headliners that were, you know, quite known. And before they went on, I was like, "How you feeling?" And they said, "You know, feeling a little bit nervous right now. I don't feel good." And I was like, "Listen, here's what you got to do." And I say this to anybody that's listening that's a performer. the second before you walk out on stage, that them couple seconds you have, you just close your eyes real quick and you take a deep breath. You let that out, and as you exhale that breath, you let everything just fade away. The people are still there in sight. You still want them to be there. You want to see them react, and you want to feed off that energy. But let all the doubts and everything that you feel, and the nervousness and the worry of everything, just let it. And then you walk out there and you just fucking destroy it. At the end of that, when the dust settles, they're either going to love you or they're not. At the end of the day, you still did your thing. You had a fun time and you lived it. If they don't like you, fuck them. But if they do,
Right.
you accomplished your job and you do it again and again. I told them that, and they went out and they fucking destroyed it.
Nice.
And if
Yeah.
it's just, that's the way you got to do it. Every time I step on stage, people say, "Man, don't you ever get nervous?" Because I don't. They said, "Don't you ever get nervous before a show?" And I said, "No, I don't know what nerves are." I said, "I eliminate them. I don't let them have a place in my brain." And when you
good.
live like that and you kind of train your brain to think like that, anything's possible. You just go out there and fucking dominate. You can stand next to, all the acts that you're going to be playing with coming up, which are very large names, and you can show them like, "Hey, I'm a contender. I'm right there next to you."
Exactly. I have a lot of got a lot of people supposedly coming, like family, a couple of my family, my older brothers, who used to frown me upon doing this. They used to be like, "Oh, this is the wrong scene for you." They wanted me to, because back in the day I played sports and I was really an athlete, and then I started doing skateboarding, and that got me into this kind of lifestyle, and but they support it now, and they used to my older brother Jesse is gonna be there, and this is a big thing for me because we've had beef for a while, and he's never really supported me, at least showed my support, but he's made sure he got his ticket for this, and that's a big thing for me since our mom passed away last year, so it's been a little rough, but it's honestly every show I feel her presence at, and she definitely is gonna help me with this one. She's helped me in Detroit when I headlined down there. And yeah, I'm not worried about it. My friends and my family will be there for my support, and my girl will be there. Without her, I don't know where I'd be at right now because she's a big part of my support system with music. It's been a first relationship where I actually have somebody that's 100% about what I do in music, and it's a really good feeling.
It's a very important feeling, and not only is it important, but a good woman can change pretty much everything for you without you realizing. And I don't want to say change like they're making you someone you're not. They're making you the better person that you always could be, that you might not have allowed yourself to be.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'd agree.
It's a testament when you become the best you that you can be, and you start to fix the things that you once were doing wrong. You start to see differently, and it just develops you as a person, as an artist, as everyone. But it's very vital to have a partner that supports your dream. They don't have to, want to be there every second at every show. No, I can understand that it's a major part of someone's life, but they still support it. They push it. They are the reason that you can continue to do it time and time again, day after day, and write and be creative, because they don't limit or try to stagnate what you're doing. And a lot of partners, I feel, do. It kills a lot of true talent out there, and it's a shame, because anyone that truly loves you should support what you do.
Yeah, most definitely. We have our ups and downs, but honestly, you can tell a lot whenever I play by the tracks I select, and my music tells a story. It might not have words like rap does. Sometimes it does, but the emotions are still there. You just really got to be a little bit more open-minded to what they're saying. It's a little bit more difficult to understand than music with lyrics, but the emotions are still there. Every artist that puts their time and feelings into a track they produce, you can tell, and it's a different story. It's a different way of telling a story, but it's the same thing. Just like music with lyrics.
It's exactly the same. Because, after all, talking and singing and everything is just noise. It's just sounds. Yes, we understand it and perceive it as words, but still, at the end of the day, it's just noise accompanied with other noise. Your music might not have the words, but it still has the noise. It still has the sound, the rhythm, the tempo, the beat. And that's all you need to formulate what it does to you. You know, whenever you close your eyes and you listen to the music and what feelings you get from it, it's already speaking to you without words.
Exactly. Sometimes words can make my emotions flow either worse or better. You know what I mean?
It can muddy the waters.
Yes. With lyrics, sometimes it's not a good thing for me. It's more just instrumentals I relax to and speak to me more. It's hard to describe.
No, I can understand it because I've had some of my producers, one of my buddy Mike Faby and Faby Baby Productions, shout out to him, amazing producer, and he sent me several beats and I'd sit and listen to them. There's some I'd listen to over and over and over again, and I just decided, you know, I'm never gonna write to this song, but damn, do I like listening to this beat. And he'd be like, "What do you think of that track? You gonna try to do something?" I'm like, "I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not. I'm gonna keep this as for like an intro, or I'm just gonna jam this. If you want to sell it to another artist, you can. But I just love the beat for the beat. Sometimes you don't, like I said, want to muddy the waters with words and taint the beat. Sometimes the beat just needs to be the beat."
Exactly, man. And there's a lot of people that look down on the EDM scene, like, "Oh, that's all computerized music and da da da." But it's not. It's more complex than people think it is. It's just like writing a song. It's just like playing an instrument. You still got to figure out every step and every sound and how you can tweak a sound, and you know, it's
when you have to tweak it, when it's needed, when it's not.
Yes. And then not what is actual perfection? You know what I mean? What actually is bad and what is actually is good? Because some people's minds, everybody's different, and something that could sound super bad to somebody who's popular could sound really bad to somebody who's upcoming and rising. You know what I mean?
No, I completely get it. I mean, it's just all about how you want to take it. I mean, everybody's got specific tastes, but I feel like you shouldn't set too many boundaries to what you think you're gonna like right off the bat. Oh, I don't want to hear that. That's heavy metal. Oh, I don't like that. That's rap. But how do you know? You're classifying millions of possibilities under a name or a category just because some of the things you've heard you haven't liked. I mean, it just blows my mind. I mean, I don't necessarily care for country, but will I sit there and say all country is garbage? Absolutely not. There's some amazing country.
Nope.
Do I like most of it? Fuck no, I don't. I think most of it is fucking trash. But I'm not going to sit there and say country as a whole is trash because it's not. You can't classify. And they do that with EDM because, it's a bunch of raver kids. It's a bunch of fucking electronic sounds and noises. Like, who cares? Yeah, but at the same time, Dickface, can you do that and can you make those fucking sounds? Could you ever even have the mind capabilities of making that happen?
Yes, exactly. And I frown upon like rhythm. I think it's pretty bad, but I mean, there's some that catches my attention, and mixed with other stuff, you know, it's just like you said about country. Like, not all country's garbage, and not all rhythm's garbage. It's all, you just gotta be open-minded. If without an open mind, you're not gonna get very far, especially if you're in music. Like my musical background, man, gets from like literally classical, like Beethoven, to Beastie Boys, the fucking Johnny Cash, the fucking, you know, Elton John, you know what I mean? Even Michael Jackson, dude. Like, I've listened to
That's great. I mean, everybody
countless,
is amazing.
Exactly. And then there's a bunch of people that don't know, like the EDM artists, like Black Sun Empire or Noisia, who like really capture not just here in the EDM world. Like, one, as a DJ and learning about other DJs, I was influenced by, like, for example, Noisia. If you ever heard the game Devil May Cry, they actually produce the entire soundtrack for it, but they're also a drum and bass DJ. But they, when I found them, made the whole Devil May Cry soundtrack, which is creepy, dark, intricate, really technical sounding, ambient, trancey stuff. It blew my mind because I'm like, wow, these guys made a huge video game and they're still not even that known. Well, like, these artists that are rapping, like, especially like some mumble rappers, man, there's a lot of mumble rappers and whiny rappers out there, in my opinion.
That's how it is now. That's the trend now. The trend is to see how much you cannot say.
Yeah.
And still
I
make
don't.
fucking millions, and I don't even understand it. You have
I
people
don't
pouring
get
their
it.
heart and their soul into the pen game that they have, and they make it nowhere. And you got people that are like, yeah, what are we doing? Fucking the whole song, and then they repeat the same chorus 20 times, and boom, everybody's like, this is a fucking hit, man. 300 million hits on YouTube. This motherfucker's a millionaire now. It just
Popularity
blows.
contest, man. It's
What's
like
that?
it's a popularity contest. Like in the rave scene, it's the same thing. You have these kids that are playing on digital plating equipment, like controllers with control with. Don't get me wrong, I play on a controller, but like, give these kids actual vinyl and see what happens. And you're booking all these kids and paying these kids whenever there's a lot more talent that's like put their blood, sweat, and tears for years and years and years and years into the craft and haven't still gotten much recognition as these new kids on the block that are playing for maybe 2 years and playing on all electronic equipment, like nothing. You know what I mean? Like put them in. It's just a popularity contest, man. Who pulls in the more numbers, and that's not
And it
what it's
is, and it
supposed.
waters down and it ruins the scene, and it's unfortunate because honestly, at the end of the day, the people that have the power to make the choices of who's famous and who's not don't give a fuck about the music. They're going to go with where the money is. So if they know they can put out 10 clones, all
Period.
with identical face tattoos, all with identical mumble rapping fucking garbage, and they put it to a popular catchy beat,
Facts, bro.
they're going to make
Facts.
mad loot off it. Now, they might feel kind of bad at the end of the day and say, well, yeah, we know we could probably help some really great, artists like Elton John. Who knows? The next Elton John could be out there. But you know what? If that's not going to be instant money for them, fuck him. We're not going to have this kid make it big, whoever this kid might be. We would rather throw on 10 dumbasses who can make hundreds of millions of dollars over the next year. It's just...
Exactly, man. I don't get it.
It's sad.
It is. It is. It's especially, and then the people that really put their work into the craft, we're the assholes that get, like, we're being harsh, or it's like in the EDM world. Okay, from my standpoint, okay, I have people saying all the time that, hey, are you playing this show? Hey, are you playing this show? Hey, are you playing this show? No, I'm not. And they're like, oh, okay. And these are like promoters also sometimes saying that. And then it's like, okay, you throw a show, but you don't book me, but you ask me every time, like, to play. And it's like they don't want to give anybody else the spotlight. It's always the same bookings, the same shows, the same venues. Like so for example, me and my buddy Chris, we're gonna start. We've been working on a duo project. We call it Chocolate Milk, okay? Because he actually is like more trap, dubby, has already been successful with some touring with Taylor Gang before they made it huge kind of music. And then you got me, who's like reggae, jungle, drum and bass, and we're like intricately mixing it together, as well as trying to produce over stuff we already. So it's like live PA as we're DJing. You understand?
Okay, that's cool.
And we got some things, new events that come up, and we're like not going to be the spotlight time. You know what I mean? We're trying to let other new kids who have shown themselves, hey, I put in the work into the craft, and I deserve to have a chance in this. We're going to give them the time to shine, you know what I mean? Because we're going to be shining, we're throwing the party, that's going to be their spotlight. And we're also going to be, like, mixing in not just EDM, it's going to be, like, we might even want to do a show, like, with you involved, or some of your artists, make it, like, where everybody gets a taste of all the worlds at one show. We get a jam band stage, a rap, hip-hop stage, an EDM stage, you know what I mean? And that way,
it definitely makes sense. Am I echoing on? Do you hear an echo on your end?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm sorry. You're on speaker for a second.
I bet that's why.
There you go.
Into it.
I apologize.
No, you're good. I kept hearing it for some reason, and it was only as of recent. No, I mean that makes sense, man. Is you have different stages, different sounds, different musics, and every people can check it all out, enjoy all of it, and it usually pulls in a pretty good crowd. I mean, I stick to mainly a certain sound. Like my most recent show that I threw as a sidebar last weekend on Saturday, and it was a couple metal bands and some hip hop and rap artists. And you know, them three different styles, because you have like regular hip hop, you have like hardcore underground hip hop or rap, and then you have the heavy metal. And everybody seems to come out and enjoy it, even though rap might not be their bag. They'll sit and listen to it and they'll wait till the metal bands, vice versa. Everybody has a good time for the most part if you plan it right, if you do it right. And that's what it's about, is everybody can come out and enjoy music that they might not normally listen to in between the bands that they love. And it just makes for really good fun shows. And I think there should be a lot more cross promotions and cross, genre shows.
I think so too, and that's what we're gonna try to work on. And it's funny because like all the promoters in the EDM scene, we just had a head tail party last weekend telling all the promoters we're together. Every time we get together, we say, we gotta let other people get the spotlight. This and that. We gotta do this and that. We gotta do this and that. But then none of us do nothing, And it's like the pot kettle calling the kettle black. You know what I mean? It's kind of annoying, but we're trying to make a difference.
It's easy to stand still. It's harder to have to make yourself move. But when you start moving, you see different things, and you gotta force yourself to want to not procrastinate and not want to stay stagnant. And you have to. If you're not moving, you're standing still. It's pretty much
exactly. And there's so much competition.
A long time ago, is it tiring being constantly on the go? Because if you looked at my schedule, it's fucking retarded. I mean, it's just insane to see how many things I do. But I do that because I'm constantly being able to achieve new heights and do new things, and it's tiring as hell. And I want to sit down sometimes and just say, why am I doing this? Like I said earlier, what the fuck am I doing to myself? But at the end of the day, I keep seeing myself get closer and closer to the dream that I made a long time ago, and achieving many dreams in the meantime. And I'm like, well, why would I ever stop? Once you get that momentum going, you just got to run with it. And that's the difference, is if you guys want to do it, you just got to do it. You know what I mean?
You got to crawl before you can walk. You know what I mean? A lot of people think, like, especially in the DJing world, there's like, because you press sync or something, like you're going to be better and faster and learn it better. And it's like, no, you're really not. Like cheating, like when you're spinning or even when you're producing or making music at all, if you're kind of like cheating, and you're just messing yourself up more. Like, you might think you're getting better or whatever and getting to where you want to go faster, but eventually you're gonna find out, like, when the time comes, like there's an opportunity and you don't have your own equipment or something, and there's not that sync button, you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be like, oh shit.
You're gonna either figure it out quick or you're gonna sound like trash and everybody's gonna know it.
Exactly.
No, I agree, man. You got to have, like we said earlier, you have to have passion into your music and love it. Question I had, and I we got kind of deep into that different things we were just talking about. I want to kind of switch gears real quick. Is, how do you, in that type of scene, which is very heavily known for being a rave type scene, a party type scene, how do you keep yourself focused with, I'm sure, all of the activity going on around you, the drugs that are around you on a constant basis? Because I mean, raves usually do have obviously a good amount of things being passed out or sold there. I mean, them type of shows, how do you keep yourself from being swept?
I try to stay really humble. I try to meditate. I smoke a little bit, but nothing too crazy.
There's nothing.
I'll try as professional as I can when I have a show. It's most definitely. There's a lot of DJs that don't, though. There's a lot of DJs that are good DJs and have the spotlight every weekend, but they go and they get fucked up, and then they play, and then they're like, oh, well, I played shitty because I fucked up, but you're doing it every weekend, and it's like, you're the one throwing the show, or you're the one involved in the show. Like, you need to make, it's not even about just talent, and it kind of sucks, because you shouldn't have to portray an image to be big. You should be able to be yourself, and even if you're even if you're not the most personable person, you should not be shunned by it. You know what I mean? Like, you need to you need to portray an image, and sometimes it's hard. You just can't let that ego get to your head, and you can't let that momentum and the drug use and the people doing the drugs around you get to you. You just gotta find a balance and if you do use before you play, you gotta just find a balance. You gotta be able to be an adult about things, and you gotta think. But as for me, I try to stay professional, and I try to stay away from that as much as possible. Then whenever I'm done playing, it's on, and then that's when the party happens. But there's been times
you're staying focused. You're staying focused to give the fans what they've paid to see, and then afterwards you're saying, "Now I have my time. Well, I gave you your time. Now I'm having mine."
Exactly. But there's times where you're the closer and you really can't do that. So you just
you just suck up and deal with it for that night,
Pretty much. I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, it's either you want to make your career better or do you want to make your career possibly worse. Cuz sometimes it can enhance your performance, and sometimes it can destroy your performance.
Exactly. And then sometimes, you know what the thing is,
it's just not worth it.
And it's horrible to say, but a fan is twice as likely to remember a shitty show than they are a great one.
Yeah, that is. I would say that it's probably true.
Because you hear someone play and they're just fucking horrible. They're straight trash. Chances are you ever going to go see them again?
Probably not.
Exactly. And you're going to start telling people. People are going to mention you, and you're going to be, oh, damn, you don't want to see him, dude. Dude's fucking garbage. You know what I mean? People start saying it, but do you always promote when you see a good show? Some people will. I seen a great show the other night. Most people just don't say anything. It's like, I seen a good show, whatever. But they talk about the bad ones. You're just twice as likely to remember that, and it scar you for it. And I've seen some bands that are amazing, or that you thought would be amazing, or groups, and then you go see them in live, they are fucking bubkiss, man. They're not. They're completely a studio group or a studio band, and you're like, no shit, they can't play live at all. They're fucking garbage.
Yeah, there's a couple DJs that who actually have made it big. Who I'm in. Now I don't know if they got probably gotten better. I'm not gonna lie, but to get there, they kind of cheated. They played
a little bit.
They kind of played a recorded premix at a show and act like they were playing, but whatever. That's them. That's not me. That I don't want to do that. I'd rather sound. I'd rather have people be honest about it. There's a lot of people that just are your friends and will say one thing and then do another.
As people in general, man, it's hard to really put your faith into a lot of people in life. I mean, and that's why I keep my circle small. And it's funny because I have a huge label, and I look at them people like extended family, and I look for a very certain mold to let in because I am so selective about the people I keep around me. And outside of my label, I don't really keep a very big circle around me whatsoever. I feel that people. This is a horrible way of looking at life, but I feel that people in general are kind of a disappointment. And you put your faith into a lot of people, and usually 9 out of 10 chances that person's going to end up fucking you. And that's just how it is. And a lot of people say, that's crazy. I don't believe that. Oh, well, that's great. But, I mean, you've been fucked by enough people, especially people that are close to you. You start to look at it like, you know what? No one's beyond the fact of fucking you.
Yeah.
So you just kind of look around like, okay, I look at life a little differently now that you're all fuckers. Yeah, I'm looking at all of you. So you start to keep kind of a tight circle. Kind of got sidetracked from the one thing I was saying is I was going to say that I know that sometimes that lifestyle can kind of catch up to you. And we were talking about you got to keep a clear head, keep away from most of the party. And I seen, hopefully I'm saying this correctly, DJ Avicii.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of got swept up in that, and I was reading an article about him not too long ago, and saying about his just obsessive, constant drug use and drinking, and he just was going completely insane with it. And then he started missing tours to try to work on his health because he started getting sick, and then ultimately ended up catching up to him and killing him. And he was only like 25, 26 years old. And that's just
I didn't know he died. I did not know he died.
Oh, I didn't know he died.
That's crazy. I did not know Avicii died. That's really nuts. He was a good artist. It wasn't really my kind of.
Here, actually, let me see if I have it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it says the entire fortune of the late Swedish DJ Avicii will go to his parents, who stands to inherit $25 million, according to financial records in the Swedish tax agency. The Grammy-nominated superstar was found dead while vacationing in the Oman in April of 2018 at the age of only 28. Avicii, whose real name is Tim Bergling, did not leave a will, was unmarried, and did not have any children. That makes his parents the legal heirs to his financial estate. $25 million by the time he was 28 years old. Very impressive,
Wow.
very sad.
That's very impressive and very sad. That's my age. Well, I'm a year older than him, and I I hope one day to be there.
Hopefully you're meaning the fame, not the
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely not.
alternate.
No, man, I had a couple years. I was battling some stuff, and moving away from Pittsburgh a little bit, to an area where I didn't really know anybody, and like you said earlier, finding a good girl and somebody who doesn't do that and really never had an addiction to anything and doesn't really do anything, and is a good mother, is a life changer. Like, that's really made me do a whole 360, even though I was already in the process of doing it myself. But it's probably the best thing I've ever done for me in my music career, because like I said, you have to portray an image, and if you're known as some kind of image bad, and then you can clean yourself up, there's people that are still gonna be like, man, he used to do that. And like you said, people suck, man, and it's sad to say, but it's far few in between. Is there real people that actually are willing to help, and then there's greedy people who will be like, oh yeah, man, I'll help you out with your music, and I'll bring you along with me, but and then if they go anywhere, they really just leave you behind, and it's like, wow, but without me or without your friends or other people that mentor you or tell you something, where would you be?
No,
it's all family thing. It's all love. It has to be for the love of it, man. Like, you got to have love in your heart to make it big in music, and you got to be humble. Stay humble is probably one of the hardest things and biggest, most important things to do, though.
Well, it's a thing that you as you do start to get bigger, we all have our moments. I mean, for the most part, I get told a lot of times that I keep it very humble, and I try to be a really just chill dude, and for the most part I am. Do I have moments where I get a little cocky or say things that some people are like, wow, that came across as like a dick, and I don't mean to be? Absolutely. I think we all do. As you start to get bigger, as you start to play hundreds of shows and playing with headliners, working with headliners, start to build a fan base, you get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm making a buzz, and it starts to, not that you plan on being the dick, sometimes you just kind of look at things a little differently than you once did. And one of those things is, I didn't do much of this, but it just made me think of it. I got a message earlier on Instagram from someone who just, boom, slapped me with a song. Never talked to this person before in my life. Just, bam, right in my inbox, the song. Not even, hey, how you doing? Can you check out my music? Or even trying to attempt to make some type of connection with me. Just slap me. There's my song. And I never did that. I would at least reach out to someone and say, hey, I'm an artist in the rap scene. I'm hoping to get some people to check out my stuff. Could you please give it a play? And if you like it, let me know. And would I send that to a lot of people? Yeah, but I customized each one to have their name. And I talked to them. Still, into a degree, spamming, I guess you could say, in my very early career of MySpace and shit like that. But at the same time, that's how I got my music out there. And at least it was personal. Now I get literally dozens and dozens of these emails a week and a month, and I got one earlier today, and it's just made me think of the fact that there's no heart in that. It's just boom, there it is. Like, it's not, I don't know, it just blows my fucking mind.
I agree. I would totally agree. It's easy to be heartless, I guess, in this game too. You can put on fronts, make it seem like you're really dedicated, and people buy. That's just, I don't know, man. It blows my mind too. I just like people who are really honestly dedicated to their craft and take the time to master it, But there's always the room to grow, because if not, we want to keep doing it,
No, I agree. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take this time to go ahead and jump into one of your tracks? Hopefully, I cut this right for you, because I know you sent me a couple things, and I have the one listed as Step Up DC Breaks. We have first online. Yeah, I cut it to when you said it started, and you can check this out. What do you have anything you want to say introducing this specific set?
No. I was just going hard at one point, and I like this track a lot. Big shout out to DC Breaks, though, for, making it.
Absolutely. Well, let me go ahead and throw the track on. We'll be right back here in a couple moments on Uncovering the Underground.
Everywhere we go, people know who we are. 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 Everywhere we go, people know who we are.
All right, we are back on Uncovering the Underground. I'm your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, and on tonight's show we have Seeker, who is a drum and bass DJ / dubstep DJ from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and that was a mix of his that's called Setup DC Breaks, and definitely a dope little mix that he got together there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that mix?
I was playing at a show. I was actually signed to Disco, and I found this track like a couple days before it, and it was just, it blew my mind, so I used it, and big shout out to them for letting me use it, and I don't know, it really was feeling the energy at the time, and I thought it was a cool little segment to throw in. get people to like feel the energy of how I play. But I play in all different kind of styles. I play light and I play heavy and I play kind of mediocre too. So
No, man, you're impressive. I got the chance to see you live that one show that we did together not too long ago last year.
yeah, Halloween Bash. That thing
Yeah, the
was
Halloween
insane.
bash, and it was impressive, man. I was watching you. I was digging the music. Couldn't stay for the whole set, which obviously you played for a while. And that's the one thing I'll give you motherfuckers. You go on forever. DJs fucking just go and go and go, and it's
They
great, but
kept
it's like my old ass can't do it. But
they
I
kept
watched a
asking me to
good.
play.
What's that?
They kept asking me to go. They were like,
Man,
"Don't
and I
stop."
watched about 40 minutes of it, and I was like, all right, I'm out. I was late. I had a fucking good little drive back home. I'm like, I'm out. But I got about a good 40 minutes of your set, and you're versatile, man. You're a very well-rounded. I was impressed.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I was nervous about that show because it was all like hip hop kids, and I didn't know how like Nick from Demented. He was like, "Man, these people never heard this stuff, so they're gonna like it." And I went out there, I did the damn thing, and they fucking loved it, dude. And then after you left, I threw on the drum and bass, and they even went more fucking wild, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah,
They
so
were
you
like,
were
"Can you
telling me
play
that one
more?"
time we talked. You're like, oh, I played for a long time in the middle of the night. And I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there for that because I would have never made it.
Jared was like, "Dude, you had the crowd after the hours like the longest." He's like, "Most people would have left, but like you kept the crowd the whole time." And then I went back to the after party and I got like a round of applause from all the artists that were still there and all their friends and like a standing ovation. And then when I left, the same thing. Everybody got bad love for me. And now they're asking me to do shit with them, like work on time because I don't have wheels yet. But hopefully the income tax will treat me well and I'll be able to get some wheels. And that's when, like you were saying, me and you, maybe we could do a thing. And I'm most definitely down.
Yeah, it's something kind of different than the
Just
normal.
making it.
I
What
think
was
I'm
that?
losing you a little bit. We're cutting in and out a little bit, but that's all right. Sometimes it'll happen with the internet connection.
Yeah.
But no, man, we can definitely look into some options like that. I just think even if it's only every now and again to have you as the DJ behind it and doing some cuts and some scratches and things, I think could be kind of a cool different kind of taste for you to do, and it would add a different type of taste to my music at the same time. So it'd be kind of us both doing something a little bit different, but still at the same time what we normally do.
Expose your boundaries or break through your boundaries and open new boundaries and see how far you can really stretch your limits and where you can go with things. Like you don't want to just stay at one genre. You want to be versatile. That was what a real DJ is being able to play any genre, any format, any equipment. That is what a DJ is about. Being able to
Be ready.
entertain somebody with anything. And exactly.
It goes back to the famous saying, if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready.
Yeah.
So if you come ready and, it's like, I might not have my beats on me. I might not have this or that, but if you threw me on the spot, I still could rock you. Now, I'm not a freestyle artist by any means, but do I have enough lyrics in my head and lines and bars that I could do some type of free verse for you? And just kind of arrange different lines together and make a humongous, amazing technical section? Absolutely, because I'm always ready. You're not gonna catch me slipping and be like, "Oh, boom, rap for me right now, boom," and think that I'm gonna be like, no, like I'll jump in like I'm ready to go on stage.
Yeah, you just gotta be like that. You can't let your nerves get to you. I mean, I only started really getting comfortable behind the decks the last couple years, man. Like, there's still some points that I'm getting nerve wracked, and you just like you said, you gotta take a deep breath and just let all that fade away, and you can't let that.
I need you to take that heavily into heart right now, and right before you go on for the very first set at playing on the drums, I want you to remember this voice that you're hearing right now in the back of your head. And you're just going to go up there, like I said, you're going to close your eyes, take a very large breath, imagine it all just vanishing and going away. You're going to blow out and exhale and just, and then you're going to open your eyes and you're going to play the best set that you've ever done in the 11 years that you've been DJing.
Yeah, I have no doubt. It's gonna be a fun time, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a big stepping stone in my career, I think.
That actually brings me to one of the questions I wanted to ask you, so it kind of leads into this. What is prior to this? What is your favorite moment or the greatest moment that you've had in your music career that you'd say that was my favorite memory?
I mean, there's like three that I could say right now. Like one, playing the closing set in Detroit for a drum and bass event down there. I only went down there 3 times ever, or twice before that to ever. Before I played, I went down and supported their scene. Looked up with some couple cats down there, and they threw me on a gig. I went down there and I blew the top off the place. Got a standing ovation. They want me to come down and bring more of my crew this coming summer. And then opening up for one of my other favorite artists named Jade, who is a big over in Hungary. He owns his own record label called Eat Brain Records, and I got the honor to open up for him last Halloween, or not this Halloween, this past 2 years ago at the Elks Lodge. That was a big stepping stone. That was probably until now, was probably the biggest all-time moments in my life. But also playing online on as first as a guest DJ on my homie's radio station that was broadcasted from their house to the UK on the musicgalaxyradio.com. I played as a guest DJ on their show, and then after that show, they offered me my own show, which I did for like 3 months, and I had to take absence because of a family member dying, but since then, they've been, my likes went up, my exposure went to the 2 places I've always wanted to go, which was in London and also as well Australia. As doing the radio show myself, I gained exposure from a guy who runs an online radio station of the neurofunk genre in Australia, and he heard me mix and told me to send a mix to him a few times now. And like now I have a little fan base over there, I have a little fan base all over, and now it's just, this year is all going to be more, I think, dedicated to producing, because I already have some connections, I already have some ins, I already have skill in DJing. I just now need to buckle down and actually make the shit harder.
You just gotta do it, like we were saying earlier about other topics, that you just gotta fucking go at it head first. You can't sit there and think, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? You just gotta do it, or you're gonna sit there forever and you're never gonna make the step.
Exactly.
Now, what is your 5 and what is your 10-year plan? Where do you see yourself personally on the music end 5 years from now and 10 years from now? What do you see?
Hopefully 10 years from now, man, I would love to be opening up for the Drum and Bass Festival, or even on the science stage. Let It Roll, which is over in the Czech Republic. That is a 4-day festival with the top name drum and bass artists, producers in the game. And that's my ultimate dream. 5 years from now, I definitely see me and my buddy Elvis going somewhere, though, because when we get together, man, it's pretty magical how we just vibe, and we're both ambitious and both have the same dream, and it's crazy how close we came in a year and what we're thinking and what he's already done. And my girlfriend the other day was just saying, he needs to stop talking about me, but you need to stop working under other people and start doing your own shit. You got the talent, you got the skill, you got the people behind you to back it up. So start doing it. And I bought a couple lasers. I'm investing in some lasers and soon some better sound, and gonna start throwing little outdoor gigs up here my way. And if that takes off, then we'll see what happens. We might start our own LCC company and start our own record label. If we get good at producing enough. But in the next 5 years, I definitely hope to be playing my own tracks. And in 10 years, I definitely hope to be under a decent sized label.
You know, I mean, it's all possible, brother. I mean, I am one that can speak on this subject from starting a label out from just myself to having 23 people on my label across 6 states, 2 countries, modeling, radio, wrestling, music, live events, promo, marketing. I look to where it's at now compared to when it started, and it's crazy because obviously I'm doing what I planned on doing and what I wanted to do, and I still have a far way to go, to reach what I ultimately planned. But it's crazy when you hit those moments, those pillars that you set out for. And I look back on all the things that I've done, and I'm like, holy fuck! Like, how did this happen? It's just me. And then it's like there's so much further to go, but I see the momentum. I see, it happening, and it's just crazy to know that you truly do control your own destiny and fate on how your music career is gonna play out to an extent. You might never get signed, but I'll tell you what, if you bust your ass every day, you promote, you push, and you do it for quite a while, and you bust your ass and you're decent, you're gonna make a hell of a mark before you're done.
Oh, no doubt. And that's what I hope to do. I mean, I kind of started, I guess you'd say kind of late, but I don't think so because I'm like early, not even 30 yet. And I think if with the dedicated heart that I have and how long I came in DJing in a short amount of time, if I just put my mind to producing, I don't have no doubt that I'll get good enough to be recognized. And like I said, it doesn't have to be under a huge label. Just be under somebody who's mediocre, bigger, a little bit bigger. Give me a little bit more gigs. Hopefully, I'll be playing around at least United States. If not out of the country, but we'll see what happens. It's like you said, you make your own destiny, and if you dream big enough and you really work hard towards it, and you put a lot of time and really want it, you'll do it. And there's a lot of negative factors you got to block and work with, and you just got to roll with the punches and just keep striving for what you want to do, and we'll see what happens.
Now, I think, first off, from what you just said, I think it's very possible, and I also see that you definitely have the potential to do that. I think you're in control of your destiny with that. I think that if you want it bad enough, I could definitely see you traveling the U.S. and doing that. It's all about how you prepare for it. But I think that, like I said before, I see, a passion in what you do. I see, a light behind you, and it shows. Like when I met you, I could tell you were a humble, cool cat, and that there's a lot of, a lot of talent behind, the mask of skin that you wear, so to speak. That in that mind, I could see you making a lot of cool shit if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I'm gonna try to do this, and
I say make it your bitch, man. You just do it and fucking look back. And here's the thing: you look back in a handful of years and you say, "Hey, I fucking did it." And that's ultimately, I think, why any of us, who have a true passion and do it for is because I keep saying that now in many steps, and I look forward to hopefully there being a day that I look back and I'm like, "Holy fuck, I built this empire by myself."
Right? Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm
There's no greater feeling. Like, I didn't need shit. I didn't need no one. And that's why I have Brutal Businesses. You know what? Fuck all these record labels out there that could make me famous. I'll make me famous. I don't need no handout. I don't need people to reach their hand into my pocket, steal my money, fuck me, and slowly get me big. I can get myself just as much momentum as a lot of these labels give these smaller, indie cats that they sign. And not pay anybody shit, and that money that I'm saving I can reinvest back into myself to make myself twice as big. And it's just like I never understood the need to everybody say, "Oh, I want to get signed so bad." I mean, that's great, that is a great thing, but it's got to be under the right circumstances and not just because you want to make it big so bad that you're willing to just sign away. And that's the problem. Is so many people just want fame so bad that they ignore all the warning signs and they fucking themselves and actually doing the opposite of helping themselves or making it big. They end up screwing their career up whenever they, if you had to drive enough, you could do it all yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a good 5 and 10 year plan, man. I mean, I hope to see that happens for you. I mean, how dope would that be to be over in Europe playing big for EDM festivals over there?
Dude, that'd be a dream come true, man. It'd be the most amazing feeling ever. That's what me and my buddy were just talking about it the other day at Excision. He just started DJing and he got a couple of his bigger name labels like Blunts and Blondes and Minesweeper, like his first mix. I mean, the kid got over 1,000 likes on his first mix he ever put out, and he's only been DJing for like 2 months. And we were just talking about it at Excision in line. We're just like, how dope would it be to be the guy, be Excision, where like for people to be wearing my merchandise, at a line wrapped around the building, waiting in the cold for an hour and a half for them to come see me play. Like that'd be the most awesome feeling in the world.
And it really is, man. I mean, to look out in the crowd. I mean, I'm only speaking speculation. I don't know this, but I mean, I play with a lot of headliners, and I get to meet a lot of headliners and bullshit with them, and they're cool ass fucking dudes. They're really no different than you or I, and it just so happened that they worked hard, but were at the right place at the right time, or they made the right moves, and like Twisted, for example, or any of the artists I played with. I mean, it's just funny because they're the same boat we are. I think they've reached that level that they're like, holy fuck, I did this. And you're going to ride it out, and you're going to be the character that you need to be and sell, like you mentioned earlier. You're going to portray that character, but really at the end of the day, behind the scenes, you talk to them, they're regular fucking dudes, and they just happen to be at the right place at the right time, but they're sure as fuck living, and that's what I hope. I hope someday to be able to go to a town or city completely across the United States and have a line of people out the door waiting for me, willing to stand out in the cold for me, just to fucking see my music and see me. I mean, there's no better feeling in the world, I don't think, other than maybe, the birth of my child coming up. I think it's the only thing, that I think could top that.
Yeah, that or maybe getting married.
I was just going to say that was the other thing, so I don't want to knock that by any means. That was the greatest moment in my life at this point, and then the baby, I think, will be the second. Music kind of is its own thing, but that would be a third behind the two of them.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And I just heard about you guys. I mean, I heard about you guys sort of, behind the scenes and stuff, but I never met you until the gathering, man. And then I really been researching and checking you guys out, and you guys definitely are going in the right direction and getting somewhere. And it's just a matter of time, man. I have a lot to come back and do, but if you can do it, I could do it. I just gotta really be what we talk about at the first talk on the show. Dedication, man. It's all about dedication.
I'm no different than you. I'm no better than you. I'm no better than anybody. I mean, that's why I try to tell people. People kind of get surprised with it. Oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the same as you, man. I mean, I just got a massive fucking amount of time and dedication that I put behind it day in and day out, and it's painstaking. It literally takes my whole life. If you ask my wife, she'd fucking shake her head and tell you, this is all I do, and I'm not working, and I'm not out doing something with her. We have something planned. I spend 99% of my time in my office or on the computer promoting, managing, and pushing, and it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's also the love of my life, and I love doing it. But if I can do it, anybody can do it. I don't have a secret formula or a special tactic. I'm just busting my ass and every day putting in work. And the more you work, the better you get. The better and more you push, the bigger you're going to get. I mean, it's just how it works.
Right.
So, any other big plans coming up other than Planet of the Drums? Anything else you got kind of in the works right now? I think I did see, or maybe me and you were talking about that you're probably... Or you mentioned it a little bit ago, actually, that you're going to probably take some time off after the show to work on more of the production end.
Yeah, I really want to start getting into that. I've been watching some tutorials here and there, and really getting into depth about different frequencies and what to do, and using different plugins and stuff. And it's just really interesting, and it's sometimes spinning just doesn't catch my attention as much anymore. I used to just spin for 10 hours a day. and have no problem like being bored or something. But now, sometimes it's hard to get that long of music, and just want to keep doing it because I'm already good. Not saying there's not room for improvement because I'm start working on 3 and 4 turntables now instead of just 2. But yeah, I definitely have some things in the works. Not anything close to written in stone yet, but I have a couple house parties I was asked to play. 2 birthday parties. They're gonna be coming up. I'll be playing them. But as for like actual gigs, I say I'm gonna be done after playing the drums. But if I start getting more gigs after playing the drums, I'm not gonna turn them down, especially if they're bigger shows as well.
I even do that myself.
But
Like, I'm going to take some time off after this to do this, this, and that. And then, like, 3 people hit me up, hey, you want to play this? I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I do.
yeah, I'm not gonna turn down a gig because I'm gonna be taking a step. But I'm gonna be more focused on trying to get the money up to get the right equipment. And like I said earlier to you on the break, I'm gonna be starting a YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna maybe have live video mixes with eventually guest DJs, bring them over to my house. Because I got like a little studio set up with LEDs and lasers and stuff, and I think it would be a good idea. And, it's a good way else to get your music out there and get your name out there is with YouTube, other than just SoundCloud or Spotify or even just Facebook. Like, you want to cover all the grounds, and that's another thing about being an artist. It's not just about the talent. It's not just about the quality of music. It's not even just. It's also networking. You got to network with the right people. You got to put a lot of time and work into it.
Networking is absolutely one of the most key components to getting big. Is you can be a mind-blowing artist, but if you're not promoting, producing and marketing yourself correctly, if you're not out there shaking hands, meeting people, remembering faces, remembering names, then there's no point. I mean, you can be awesome, but if no one knows you, no one knows you. It doesn't matter how good you are. So you have to get out there, get in front of the people, shake hands, go and do all kinds of different events and different ways and strategies to market and network with individuals, not only in the scene, but fans and people of other type of industry around you that can affect yours. That's ultimately what will get you there.
Yeah, like that's like when I played for Jade, he actually is now a friend on Facebook, like his personal friend, and it's really cool because like he owns a label company. So now after that, I became friends with him. I started hitting on people because I love his record company. I mean, I got it tattooed on me. I wear his logo every day. But even before I opened up, I liked his whole. I didn't even know he was the owner. I thought he was just a name under the label. But then to find out he was the owner of the label, and then be friends with him, that. Even before I started adding other DJs, they added me because I played drum and bass, and because they see that I'm friends with Jade, like their boss, and like I talk to them, and I'm like, it's like networking, like you literally you could just now I have that in, like I bring a couple of guys over here in the next couple of years, as I will as get like production, get better at that. One day just be like, hey man, hey, I brought you over here a couple times. We talk a lot on Facebook. Here, check out one of my tracks. They like it. Send it to Jade. He likes it. It's that easy. It's just dedication, hard work, time, and networking.
That right there is the elements to live by if you're an artist. That's 100% dead on right there. So if you're listening out there, you're an aspiring artist, you're a struggling artist, just keep those key components in mind. Push hard on all of them. Stay focused on all of them, and I'm sure you'll do very well for yourself. Now, before we wrap up for this evening, I'm going to throw a couple minutes of this next track on. We're going to jump out of that, let you do your shout-outs, let them know where they can check out your jams, and then we'll wrap up for the evening. We are going to jump into this Teddy Killer DJ Seeker mix with Quasar. Do you have anything to say on this one?
It's just a really upbeat, heavy track, too, as well. Just more my kind of style.
Let's jump into it and
it's fun to dance to. Hope you guys like. Right on.
All right. Well, this is a mix by Seeker, and this is Teddy Killer's Quasar mix here. This is on Uncovering the Underground. Be back in just one moment.
Turning shit inside out.
Dracula. A name you like. A face you can trust. As crazy as orange blood.
Turning shit inside out.
All right, we are back on Uncovering the Underground. Once again, I am your host, Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, hosting our show through Spreaker Podcast Radio. Make sure you hit the share button, share us around. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's show that we had, interviewing and getting to know and discussing topics with Seeker. We had a great time. That was one of his mixes of Teddy Killers and Quasar. Awesome, dirty track. Definitely a dope listen. Make sure you check him out. He's going to tell you here in a moment where you can check out his music at. He's going to do his shout-outs. I'm going to wrap things up for the evening, and we'll be off here. Catch us back in 2 weeks. That should be on the 14th of March, and that is going to be with Cross CRX, who is a hip-hop artist. And we have some other great co-hosts that are going to be coming on the show over the next several shows, including one of my really good friends who is an actor. He's been in several shows and movies, and we are looking forward to kicking it with him. That's Daniel James, and a lot of other really great acts that are going to be on the show. We're not limited to just hip-hop, metal, rock, EDM. We're everything. Anything that's entertainment and underground we want to be a part of. But why don't you give us some shout-outs there, Seeker, and tell us where we can check your stuff out, and we're going to wrap this up.
And Jason Clayton, Jules Clayton, aka, those are my mentors who really showed me the ropes in DJing. After that, I took it to where, shout out to all the DJs that produce and artists that are, doing the damn thing, putting in the work and keeping the dream going. Catch my music at facebook.com/Seeker Music, S33k3r Music. You can soundcloud.com/Seeker Official. Seeker 412 bar Seeker Official, S33k3r Official. Mixcloud.com/Seeker DMB. And I'm pretty sure that's all. Like I said, I'll be making a YouTube channel here, and it'll just be Seekers Official as well. Pretty sure that's all of it.
And make sure, folks, when you are searching for him, it is using the letters and numbers S33k3r. That'd be the best way to try to find him. And, much love to you for being on the show this evening. We had a great time, great topics. We'll make sure we continue to share this, not only over the next coming weeks until the next show, but in continuance far beyond that. And just when we reiterate some posts and throw up random shows from time to time, this will come, up from time to time and live on for a long time to come. So, any last minute thoughts or anything you'd like to say?
No, man, just big ups and much love and support for you guys, Brutal Business, and you, no doubt, of course, Skippy. Very happy we crossed paths at the gathering. I can't wait to see you in person again soon. And be back on the show. Shout out to all the other.
Performing with you again sometime soon, seeing you sometime soon, and much love to you, and good luck with everything you do in your music career. I think it's going to go very well for you. Like I said, you stick to the grindstone. I think that we're going to see some very big things for Seeker in the next few years and next 5 and 10 year plan, like we talked about. So, thank you once again for being on the show. Now, guys, if you are listening out there, I want to give a shout out again real quick to Tattooed Scumbag Apparel, www.tattooedscumbag.com. Use promo code BBE10, and that's capital BBE10 for 10% off from now until the end of March. Major love to them. If you like clothing and you like really comfortable outfits and things to wear, they'll take care of you. Great company to be a part of. And make sure you check out the shows that we mentioned earlier. If you're in the Pittsburgh areas or Ohio areas, or West Virginia areas, depending upon the shows that we talked about earlier. And everybody else out there, make sure you catch us back in 2 weeks with Cross CRX on our show. And it'll be 8 to 9 uninterrupted underground music, 9 to 10:30 in-depth interview and discussions. And we have a lot of other great artists coming up. If you have any suggestions, anything you'd like to see on the show or hear us talk about, feel free to shoot me an email at brutalbusinessent@gmail.com. Again, that is brutalbusinessent@gmail.com. Check out all the Brutal Business Entertainment artists. Support underground music. We love you guys. We want to thank you for being a part of the show tonight. One last time, shout out to Seeker. And you guys have a wonderful evening. We'll catch you next time. I am Skippy Ickham of Brutal Business Entertainment, and you are listening to Uncovering the Underground. Have a great night, guys. Take care.